Yeah, I'm excited to see it in action though as well. Okay. So we should move on to Myamon since bans will probably be happening shortly.
Here we go for Myamon. Off the books. And it's salamander.
Yeah. Lippy million Echo cards against Rot Tosser Span. What year are we living in?
Well, does have the Lippy in hand, so let the chaos commence. This is a professional tournament as well. As professional as it can be.
These are some really good players who really believe in these decks that they are playing. And these are the kinds of players I would not want to face in the tournament because you're probably not nearly as experienced playing against these sorts of decks as you would be against something like Self-Wound, which you would have played against a million times. So, what do you play here as Cintrian? Just slow start with Savage Bear. Maybe wanting to have this Cursed Scroll set up. Might have too many Echo cards in hand for this round one, I think. Might want to put another back into deck to make your round 2 draws a bit better.
Mine is absolutely
see how that goes.
Definitely gonna win a win round one. Double salamander with a giant flamingo on board. Not good.
Yeah.
I just said Nilfgaard. It's still poison, okay?
Yeah, same sort of thing. It's getting late. It's fine. Early Shoop. Okay, so we want the Shoop out to enable this. Keep going back into deck after the Lippy. Yeah, so they'd have to hire all the Shoop there to find the 4 damage. Is able to do so. And this Squirrel might come in handy too to deny a potential Necromancy onto that Combat Engineer, force the other Combat Engineer to actually get play to enable any of these other replays. Or also use Vigo to play another card.
It's not as committal as it sounds because end up playing Shoop again. Thanks to them.
What is truth if not an illusion? Barbarians.
And we might see you could if you really want to answer this Combat Engineer, you could play a 2 damage Erendite if that's the worry. You might prefer to do a Seagull. And because it does summon back immediately, you're not sort of clogging your graveyard for this Lippy, so that's all fine.
Imagine if Axel could turn seagulls into crows.
That would be a strange world to live in balance-wise, but also lore-wise.
It's Witcher.
Yeah, but you're having a seagull turn into a completely different bird, and I don't think that's a druidy thing. I don't know. Seems more like the mages from Northern Realms, like what they'll do. Some harder kind of magic.
Witcher, you can turn mice into horses.
Okay, true. Fair. You have me thoroughly counted here.
Admittedly, it was from a
these
spell.
Beasts look... Yeah. These bronze beasts in hand were looking a bit like low tempo here for Cintrian, but I mean, not struggling for the tempo at all. I mean, Shoop to thank a lot for that. But yeah, Myamon not having much set up yet. In fact, I don't really know how you would catch up. It is a good bit of vitality onto this spotter. Do have double Boo Hurt, but without any extra synergies, these Boo Hurts are just playing for 6 points each. Good thing the Shoop has already played.
Unfortunately, not drawing the Hind Guy the sword either. Cause play the Hind Guy. If you play the sword and then play Lippy, then you play 3 swords.
True. And Sword is very good in this matchup at being able to kill off and banish these siege engineers. But we see Skrill getting rid of that Boo hurt here. So hoping to negate a full Siri play. However, the second Boo hurt is still in hand, so such a play is still available here for Myamon.
It's 20
And
point spotter.
yeah, imagine Shoop destroy random enemy here. Yeah, hey, I was giving these Boo hurts a bit of flack for only playing 6 points each here, but when the opponent decides to play a 4-point Squirrel, only 6 points doesn't look too bad. So Axel coming out before the Lippy here means you're going to have another bronze special in your graveyard, which would get shuffled back into deck. But it doesn't look like we're going to see a Lippy just yet this round.
Cards in graveyard at the moment. Best time to use Lippy yet?
Yeah. I might need to play Sage Delirium from hand here just to have something else going back into your deck.
Yeah.
But yeah, on the flip side though, you'd have to expect Myamon to have to be willing to commit quite a bit here. Gonna be the single copy of Petri's Filter coming out. So you do have access to a Rotos via decree.
Delete Lippy rather.
Yeah, I'm screwing you over now with what I'm trying to predict.
I was away to say, if you played Delirium now, then Lippy, that then mean you get 2 more Deliriums as well.
It would go back into deck non-doomed. So you could play 3 Deliriums in the same game, although only the very last one would get you a gold because it requires doomed for that additional.
That's why
change.
I thought the order was going.
Yeah, but I think happy enough with just the 2 Echo cards going back into deck. That's enough here for Cintrian, it seems. Going to be this hefty hell coming out. Don't think there's too many tactics for it to be used with. Zeal is used up though. So needed to clear space for a potential Rot-Tosser, I guess. Although with
Very
no
bad rolls.
Zeal anymore, this yeah. Aaron died at 8 damage already. It can be used to answer a Rot-Tosser in a pinch.
I would have thought you would take the bronze beast. Collectively.
Doesn't it go to graveyard? Yeah, it spawns the other one in graveyard anyways, so...
Oh, here... Pearl and advantage the compass.
Okay.
That was quite far ahead.
Yeah. So, Term coming out to great value here, and does Myamon want to play Term for Shoop now? I don't think you want to play it for the Rhizome, but now it's getting a bit rough. You'd rather not commit the Flaminicator.
Yeah, not anymore.
Go for the Iron Die.
Reser.
Yeah. But then again, I don't know how good Flaminica is against a deck which is going to spam a million cow carcasses. You'd have to have the last say. And if you give up here, then you probably don't get the last say. I don't think Myamon wants to spend the Yorkin, but I think you would if need be. If you just win round 1 and dry pass round 2, what does Cintrian do here? doesn't he just...
Without the compass, you're trouble.
Yeah, you have 3 Echo cards going back into deck. That's 5 cards left. I guess you would just play Delirium on the dry pass, get a unit, and then have that go back, so you wouldn't manage. But then the red sword isn't set up, and that doesn't feel so good. And we defend the first.
Onward,
Coming out of the
onward, to be
Yoki.
showered with imperial gold.
I won.
Okay.
I shall rip
Yeah,
the
I'm gonna
weakness
comes
from
out.
your soul.
Barely needs to
That's
think
it.
about it here, on the side of Cintrian.
Plan is Delirium into Fucusia.
Yes. Surely
plan.
that'll happen.
That's the win
How
condition.
can Myamon catch up here? You can get, if you use your leader, you get, what, 6 damage on the Helg, 6 points from the leader, that's 12. You need a 11-point tactic coming from the Menno. Make that a 14-point tactic at this point. And I don't think that's possible. So Myamon passes. I wonder if that was calculated here by Cintrian or
A
what?
long time.
I don't see. I don't think 4 points makes the difference there, but they just didn't want to take any chances.
No Cintrian has
But
to
engineer
go all
beef.
in here.
Yeah.
All in or nothing.
Oh yeah, these echoes are getting doomed. All that stuff I said before about the delirium, I was completely wrong. Yeah.
Sacrifice one of them.
Okay.
And guy, this sword didn't banish anything. Useless.
Yeah.
Oh, no Fucusia. Heartbreaking.
Bad, but it's not really good either.
Choices are Hjalmar and Svalbard. On normal
Kill the
circumstances,
dog
those are
diggers!
excellent rolls.
But yeah, maybe not proactively, but typically yes. Like those were really good. And great Roderick into the battle stations here. Slight issue with this
I
Rot
warned
Tosser is not gonna have an easy time sticking, because there's this Shoop that can lock. Potentially there's the Erendite which can just straight up kill it. But
12.
okay. So leader there from Cintrian gonna deny a potential teleportation. The issue is Myamon has the chance to just Rot Toss the second to last card and just destroy this front row coming up from Cintrian.
I mean, or cards the teleportation, maybe?
I don't know what the play is. Like, if you go for some Shoot Mage transform shenanigans, you're only on 22 points. That's not even that hard to catch up here for Myamon. Like, you still have
No.
Menno into Decree into full Siri with Leader.
Nothing will stop us.
You could also just done Coup onto the Roderick. I don't think Coup is great. You thin it out, get 3 extra damage as well.
We all make sacrifices. The Empire, our cause.
Cintrian could block the city.
But Cintrian just goes for Shoot, destroy random enemy.
Oh.
And misses. So you do not go for that then.
You paid this
Could have been
with 20
22
cards.
damage, not 3 damage. And with that, Melon is still
That
ahead
is
and
that.
takes the game 1. Oh my goodness.
My mind immediately went to self-lock.
Yeah, ordinarily I would do the same, but when the opponent puts a 22-point unit as the only thing on their side, I can't resist that high roll.
Constructs against the salamander.
Okay, so I think of all these lists, at least to me, this construct feels like one of the quote-unquote most normal. And I think it would have good amount of points and decent control to try to win out this round 1. Now, importantly, I think this is the round you want to toll punish to be able to deal with that Ring of Favor, because, you know, at the end of a round 1, this thing can be boosting for, you know, around 20-ish points, and that's very scary. The other thing that makes this a particularly good matchup is Cintrian has Claude cards.
Yeah.
So that whole perfect Golden Necker setup we talked about before, you can't do that because you're getting Toxicologisted, you're getting Cynthia'd, you're getting Sandawed.
Myamon being Myamon. Realize that and not play cards that I want to back.
The Empire will be victorious.
Comes the Sandor. Should normally it's the city that goes.
Oh, the things we'll accomplish together.
So
What a break.
that's
I'll give
already
you a bloody
a
break.
pretty
lazy
decent
shite.
engine on board here.
Both brothers
For
are
us,
on the
Cintrian.
board.
But yeah, same for Myamon.
Strange that neither player can answer either player's engines.
Yeah, Cintrian would have loved to have that frenzied Dow? Yeah, frenzied Dow, the rock tosser thing. Would have been nice to try and get that set up so you have the 8 damage on call, but
Yeah, but
Always
then you
use
still need to
protective
play
eyewear when
one
handling
construct
toxins, they
first.
said.
yeah. But even though you couldn't deal with it before, this Toxicologist infusion does make the Skelet a bit more vulnerable to damage. You are sitting on 5 damage on that Enrage Diffrit.
Yes. You just gave Myamon another Roland.
Yeah, it is at the bottom of the deck. So
It is,
there
but-
is that. But Bank is a card in deck, which means you are able to shuffle the deck after playing Bank, so cards at the bottom can go back to the top. And then, yeah, we could see a second roll in this game.
And how quick at the bank is not bottom of the deck.
Yeah. The self-poison bronze engines are quite scary here. To them already getting so much value.
They're 4 power.
For most
they are
matchups, you...
scary.
Yeah. Okay, and decides not to do the mutant, cuts off this engine potential from the very source of that Gellert. And Gellert then, we're not going to see any more copies of him being spawned in the deck, so can say goodbye to that
See,
blind hunt, bro.
As soon as he loses, he's gone.
Yep. So, there's not really much more in the way of poisons in hand here from Myamon,
we
though.
go in. One.
So you are going to have that Wretched
Two.
Addict boosting up by 2 each turn as we go here.
Didn't pay attention on mulligans. Keep and by choice.
It might have been the case, because you do have that eavesdrop, and if you don't have anything better to put to bottom of deck, I can see wanting to ensure
Away.
you can put that knickers down. Wait,
Oh, she.
yeah. Was there a reason to purify the Roland there? Is there some way to get a poison?
I think he was purifying the effect of the toxicologist.
Oh, yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, so at 3 power, getting a bit vulnerable to that infusion. So, yeah, it's going to be the Eventide Plunder.
And with Mandrake, you must always... Wait,
Oxenfurt
where are my
Naturals.
gloves?
Solid little spender. It's particularly nice having this 1-for-1 spender, because it now means you're on even coins, and this Oxenfurt guard can start getting back to 0 and then triggering its full boost for 2 fee. Yeah, nice that the Oxenfurt Naturals and Oxenfurt guard are working together hand in hand here.
20-point lead.
You're accurate. Yep. Trying to set up a bit of a Vanamar here.
Thing is,
Okay.
Myamon passes here.
Yeah. But I think Cintrian's happy with that, though.
Van Hamer. Van Hamer. Van Ham.
Because... pronounce it however you like. That's what I do with all these cards.
Pronunciations.
Well, until someone corrects me, and then I try to do it whatever way they say. Yeah, just having a bit of a think here. I don't think there's much else which goes super crazy tall. Like, look, there's a second Wretched Addict, but... okay, it is the pass here, as you say.
Sure, it has to be.
I'm super surprised that we don't just see the Ring of Favor being played here for 21 points, or would have been 19 points last turn. Maybe wanting it to get burnt to act as a thin? I still don't see how you get enough thinning though.
I think, well, we know
To
what the
enable-
mulligans are right away.
Or, okay, yeah. Although, maybe you keep the Salamander here to get Eavesdrop to put it back to the bottom? Yeah, or you can use the Eavesdrop to put a different unit to bottoms, then you hope that the Salamander shuffles back on top of it in a mulligan phase. Because to get your double Salamander, you don't need to have just 3 cards in deck. You just need, say, Salamander and Decoy to be either your only unit only special or your top unit top special. Now,
Goes back.
I think we're going to see
Keeps the golem.
Myamon just try not to play any more artifacts here. To put those back into deck to make the Golden Egg a bit more consistent in that way. But yeah, I don't know. Bit of a rough hand for Cintrian though.
Myamon might try to just back to finds with.
Do you feel a draft? Let me shut the door.
Ooh, there's the Golden Echo. It's good to draw it, but it's not really a card you'd want to play on speed, I imagine. Oh, hi, Nickers. Yeah. So yeah, that's Cintrian's last proactive play in this hand. The rest are things that rely on having units to damage, banish, what have you. You'd rather save this rock tosser for that frenzy Dow, get them all out, both out together. But if you need a push, you need a push, and you don't get to worry about that sort of luxury. But yeah, you have the Golden Neck, you have the Salamander in hand, which Myamon doesn't want to play either of those cards right now.
Has to be the pass for Cincian. Turn.
I guess. Look. Now Cincian has last say. And with abduction into that thick drone in Myamon's list, the drone is at only 4 power right now. It would be pretty big coming off of the abduction at least. Boosting by 10, I believe, right? So it would be a 14-point play. Not easy.
I thought Golden Echo was the play there, but I didn't realize there was a second artifact in this.
Yeah. So, yeah. 10?
See the puzzle
Can-
box.
Yeah. Can you actually get the double Golden Necker here? Surely there's just too many units to make it consistent, but then what's the play? You keep the Salamander in hand, hope it doesn't get killed, and then hope to find decoy off of the Golden Necker? Is that the play?
But you're playing it from hand. If you play the Salamander to the left of the Salamander hideout and make sure that's the only unit there, maybe force CintrianLion to target Salamander with the possible at least to
It's
get that
alright,
damage.
we're
Yeah.
alone here, just between us.
Ooh, I don't know if you wanted the full Syrian hand here. I don't think that was going to be the abduction play here.
Louisa going to survive a turn. She has tribute.
That eavesdrop a bit of a non-starter, just drawing the full Syrian immediately put back to the bottom of the deck. At least you know that won't come out of the Golden Necker now.
Throughout this whole match as well, not a single abduction.
No. And actually, yeah, the abduction is just missing here, so everything I was saying about pulling a drone, that's no longer on the table.
Pyramids, not
Spider is
circles.
off
I've
the
seen
menu.
more shapes than an engineer.
Louisa tribute.
Not a bad Imperial Golem. Not bad at all. But one of these, yeah, at least one of these units are going to get poisoned by this trafficker, you would imagine. And then finished off with the Salamander.
Which red deck will grow to 10 at the end of the
Yeah, and I think Cincian, yeah, there'll be one more rock thin coming out. Cincian should be staying with less cards in deck than Myamon for the rest of the game.
Pleasure doing business with you.
nine anyway.
Even if we don't see a double offensive Salamander, if you were able to just deal with a couple of units here through poison, just regular old poisons, Cincian actually isn't able to put up that many points on their own side of the board here. And even if it's not a perfect Golden Necker, Golden Necker will still do a pretty good job at just slamming a decent number of points onto the board.
And contract as well is bad.
Yeah. Look, spending is a bit of a problem right now, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Isn't the bottom card anymore.
Okay, goes for mutant for that salamander value. Yeah. You can. I think it might be better to. Okay, you kill the mutant, you kill the Fistek Trafficker. I think Fistek Trafficker is actually scarier here because if we see a decoy from the Golden Necker, then you get a second poison, and just one salamander would be enough to deal with that.
And
Is this for bow?
oh yeah.
Okay. Are we gonna see a 1 power heat wave?
Just might. Oh,
Okay.
decoy is basically guaranteed. Special, let's wait, decoy or
Well,
the
the
back.
issue is,
This will make for
okay, there is a
prime
salamander unit. It's 1 profit for each salamander. I think it's just enough coins for the tribute here. By 1, because you found a salamander unit,
Wow.
or I think maybe there was a second. I
That's
don't know.
it.
It was. If the decoy was further down, you don't have enough coins for the salamander tribute there, but there was just enough, which means Myamon takes game 2.
So heat waving the was the answer.
Might have been. But if it was almost any other card than Buher, you didn't need many points there to win for Cintrian. Crazy game, that last game, but we're probably in for another crazy game here, because it's the
This
Shoot
deck again?
Lippy 4 Echo cards again, and yeah, I'm not sure. Do you usually want to Lippy round 1? Because if all your echoes get doomed round 2, that seems like a problem in game 1, no?
Well, ideally, what you want to do, this is actually ideal. You want to play, and get it. Ideally, Shoop as well. Then you Lippy. Then you can use
Yeah.
2 echo cards again. Allows you for echoes that like.
Yeah.
Then you're in a good spot.
Okay.
Having the 3 hand-guided sword.
Scars Parapet Vort.
Yeah. Okay, so that makes sense then. You don't want them to get doomed too early, so you want them in the graveyard, shuffle into your deck with not many cards in it so that you should be able to draw into them again.
Ideally, you don't want your banishing your compass.
Yeah, that usually helps. I don't think there'll be a... Yeah, no, there's no squirrel in this Melitele deck. Sometimes you'll see like a Xavier Lemons in some of these sort of NR Prince and Maneuver lists. Because it feels a bit less bad to play Xavier Lemons often than just a measly 4-point squirrel in a deck that needs to play out all their units. Yeah, we were focused on Cintrian's draws here, but I don't think Myamon's hand looks good here,
Yeah, but the difference is, well, whatever.
right? Yes, but if you need to get like your Istrid or Radovid early in the round 1, that's already using up valuable leader charges just to try to, say, get the Radovid to get more back. You can... I'll just double cross the Istrid right now. So that puts a bit less pressure on the leader, but still a bit rough.
Istrid the
It's gonna protect it from... Like, from what? I guess just some later shenanigans into a shoop.
Have the lock.
Is it?
Human soup, say!
Let's get it.
Oh no. Okay. So yeah, Myamon is not the player running a retaining secret service in the melee. That is Cintrian. So yeah, this lock will go through here. Yeah, having a look. There's no Pella, no Mahakam Ale, no way to deal with this lock. So yeah, Istrid just straight up dealt with right now. And with the Istrid no longer available, nice hand. That early mentor got killed, so your teleportation not looking hot unless you play the second one from hand. But then Adalia's looking rough. Like, ugh.
That's inventive.
My crumpled ground steps livelier than
That is a
you.
nice little determined. We see a Lippy again. While Delirium is still in hand, at least the red sword has been played, and it did manage to get a bit of value in banishing the mentor inside of Myamon, because this is sort of deck where you want to use the necromancy, and to not have that mentor in graveyard is quite nice for Cintrian. Also, a bit of hand fixing maybe is nice. I doubt it. I don't think there's many units you want to draw here for Cintrian.
Back to 3 cards.
I guess the other worry for Cintrian when you're playing in these kinds of matchups is that if your whole game plan is to Lippy round 1, you know, you need to be in a place where if the opponent passes, you're happy to pass yourself. Because you don't want to have to go another card down to play out your Lippy just to ensure you don't have no cards left in deck, right?
Good thing is, he does now have 2 compasses.
Best drown yourself with those damn nets.
Yeah, and that is insane.
Compass and the Delirium. At least get at least 2 cards for the final round.
Yeah. And also the red sword. It's no longer doomed because it got shuffled back by the Lippy. So I think you need to play those 3 Echo cards here. Yeah. Okay.
It is how I
Ooh.
punish those who irritate.
So Cintrian could be an
Speaking of
absolute chad
sword.
here. I was gonna say shoot
Up the tree you
seeds,
go,
but
lad.
I
Quick
mean,
now.
red sword makes more
Retrieve my
sense.
bolt.
Yeah. Yep.
Deck ran. Definitely.
Well, the
chance.
scene would still be a 50-50. And I wouldn't take those odds in
Destiny
any
is
situation
unswerving.
like this.
Cheated.
Here's
It
the
will not
Adalia.
be.
Be yourselves.
And another
Only
mental plague,
better.
not of adrenaline. Gosh, these siege masters, these siege engines just not being found. Nickers still hasn't decided to come out into the deck. Snowdrop's still stuck in hand. There's the you can speak the
My
devil.
blood boils and churns.
And
To hit the mark, we aim above the mark.
it looks like
It's not slowing
in
down.
this Melit. Okay, so here's the shoot number 2.
Shoop painty smear Gwenty cards.
There's no Germain Piron in this list. So the melee boosts are a bit less scary than they otherwise could be.
damn it.
At least as the Snowdrop here is able to get a bit of a taller engineer unit established. Could be answered by this 10-point Erendite. Is that the kind of line that Cintrian wants to go for, or do you just leave the Snowdrop? So yeah, the Erendite could grow a little bit more for the round 3, but that makes sense. And point gap time, 22 points.
Apparently you have a French
And
accent.
that's just me butchering
Never
Germain
expect your
Piron.
opponents to line up.
Your lemon.
Yes. Okay. How do you rate this to
Nelucine sends blessings. Repay her with reverence.
There is rain.
Yeah, not bad. 8 points. Something else to play.
Our beast in the graveyard for round 3.
Probably needs to get the second Siege Master in hand here to actually thin out these units at long last. And these are probably, this will get you the bodies that you need to
I'm an
start
officer
to get a
and
bit
a
more value on
gentleman.
this Melitele.
I
Although
pass on
you
every
didn't really want to draw the Melitele here, because now you only have 1 unit left in deck. So this mentor won't be able to draw 2 units because there's only 1. This forces you to use another leader charge a bit early here. Granted, you probably would have had to do that
Kraken
anyways.
here is good since you have the messenger.
Mm-hmm. And you're dealing with some units, which
Might
even
be,
better against that Melitele. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That delirium was crazy and probably gonna drive Myamon into a delirium now. Insane.
Unfortunately, Peter running units in the melee row.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a target.
And because that
Another.
was that part of the cycle, and the Melitele, another unit on the melee row.
To slay dragons.
At least
'Tis our
they should
nightly
end up getting
duty.
boosted by this Melitele, but these units on melee row are basically negative points because of this messenger existing.
You will weather! You will crumble!
Kraken is still going to come back next turn with even more storm damage about to come out. Kraken is just such a good card.
10 point.
Mm,
Back to his side of the board as well.
yeah. Like, yeah, you don't need
Off the
any
tree you
additional
go, lad.
support
Quick
to bring
now.
it back to your
Retrieve
side of
my
the board.
bolt.
It just does now. Maybe we should buff Kraken. I think it should get a bit of extra power. I think it needs to become even better.
Oh, it's not gonna die now.
That is true. I don't think that makes a huge difference, though. Melitele is looking at 17 points if you actually play her right now. Covering Priestess about the same. Actually, quite a bit less, only at 13 points itself. You're going to boost one of them. He could, I guess, AA into Traveling Priestess or hope that the Melitele does something. It doesn't matter here. It might have been competitive if that wasn't a high roll onto Messenger of the Sea from the Delirium, but
Messenger.
it was a high roll, so that's where we are now.
Blessed be the sunrise and the sunset.
So yes, then you can get that sort of Messenger Kraken combo consistently in the round 2, which is so strong.
Makes a lot more sense.
Okay. This is another matchup where having these clog cards can be very good. Because this Melitele deck, you want to play out your units, only have 2 units left in deck. What does this clog deck love to do? It loves to give you more units in your deck. How helpful, how nice. And the issue is, these units, like the construct from the Cynthia, the drone from the Sandor, depending on what your toxicologist spawn as well, these are not cards which are easy to thin out as well. Like, you have to actually take a turn to play them. And those are not turns that you want to be taking. Istra looking fine this turn. Constructs in hand a little bit awkward for Centurion. You want to play this Enraged Ifrit before Frenzied Down. Okay, turn 1 leader. Yeah.
How do you get Centurion wins this? Do have a Melitele.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Yeah. That would be something.
That's definitely one way to end it.
So already we're seeing a bit better luck in terms of fighting Siege Masters and the Siege Tower in the round 1 from Myamon. Although, I don't know how great it is to actually play these cards, because Toxicologist on a Siege Master when you don't have any Siege engines left in deck doesn't sound good. And now you'll just be drawing into that construct. So here we go. Right over the answer with the 5 damaged Enraged Ifrit. Now there is the option for 8 damage or 4+4 from that Frenzied Dow. If Snowdrop doesn't get a boost this turn, then I feel like that's likely what we're going to see. Shooting a construct, though, is decent points on this AA. I mean, it's not what you want to do, but it's fine points. And it will be a leader to play around the double rocks for the Snowdrop, I think.
How does he plays the
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
Okay.
third drop.
Yeah, that's interesting. I guess the next Snowdrop will be a little bit easier to answer, unless you see full leader commitment. Also, this infusion providing some good engine value already against that snowdrop.
Understandable. That was understandable because nothing else you could have.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder on the rush to play that out though, because I mean, spawning a Siege Master at the bottom of the deck just seems a lot better to me. Snowdrop is another threat that you don't want to deal with. Yeah.
Wow.
Look at all that damage on the Snowdrop. Yeah, because the Mentor draws 2 cards, puts 2 back into deck. That completely negates any of that Snowdrop value. To deny these teleportations, this rock comes out straight away to kill off the Mentor. Quite a bolder move.
I'm just gonna boost yourself by 2, then
Cintrion.
damage yourself by 1.
Yeah. The Snowdrop is completely negated by that Toxicologist. So I think that was why we saw it so early. Yeah, it's not the best thing to spawn, but
Basically locked.
it's also... Yeah. It's also a non-neutral unit, so you can't just leader it out super easily. The only way to really tutor it is through these Mentors. But it is at the bottom of the deck, so it's not necessarily easy for the Mentors shuffling the Melitele, the Priestess, whatever, to go below that Snowdrop. It's quite unlikely.
Literally either.
Either way, Cintrian's Istrid is at 8 patience. Still not clicked.
Oh, there she is.
Okay, here's another, here's the Priestess. Okay, Backwardanian Knight, solid. It will be able to get a little bit of boost each turn here. When do you click this Istrid for Cintrian, do you think?
He could come down right now.
The good of the Empire, that is what matters.
So, looking to get 2 boost onto this Istrid perhaps? To try to get ahead here? There are 3 specials in deck. Finds 1 here. Only 1 though, which means that Myamon will have a pass, I believe. Is this whole series gonna tick up by 1? It will be a tie potential. I wonder if Myamon is happy with a tie here. Does mean you have less time to sort of thin out your deck, but maybe that's fine.
Saying is, do you want a tie or do you want to go down a card? Actually, I think Myamon's actually ahead.
Oh, the Redanian Knight, yes, good point. Yeah, ahead, so not even a tie situation, it is ahead. So, yeah, of course. Yeah. The next turn, though, that Brew Hurt from Cintrian is looking scary. Bring the full series back to their side of the board, and yeah, Myamon has to respect that. Playing another card here, unless you got like a whole board boost on the Melitele, it's probably not going to be the difference maker in pulling back that full series. So that is a win for the Nilfgaard. Probably going to look to bleed here. I wonder how exactly. It's going to depend a bit on what they draw into. I worry for this Melitele deck in a shorter round like this. Melitele ain't set up perfectly here. Again, you don't have that Germain Piquant to try to swarm the board. You don't have any leaders left from memory here. Like, I think 1 or 2 charges? How do you actually generate units? Smoke them out? It's such a slow play in and of itself.
Really, the star is gonna just be this.
Why put your adept shuffled by the Sandor? So yeah, it might come down, as you say, to just that end value on the priestess. Sandor's gonna have a great time here, though, against this leader, the mentor.
Up the tree you go, lad. Quick now.
Replaying
Retrieve
the
my
mentor.
bolt.
We saw all the value on the infusion in the round 1. Sandor basically has that same infusion, except it's boost on him instead.
An idea right now, the priestess at 7 power and 13 charges.
Be yourselves. Only
That's
better.
kind of scary.
But more. 13 charges.
So it would be able to get out if you were to, you know, just play out the priestess here.
Nothing will stop us.
Okay. Abduction coming out. I suppose at this point you just play the drone, maximize the boost on that 0 provision cost card. Pretty big point lead.
To hit the mark, we aim above the mark.
Talented.
For king! For country! For
It's another
freedom!
enter on the range row. Talented as you say. So it'll be 1 damage charge each turn on the Redanian Archer. But I don't see this.
It's like pretty plastic up.
Even if you get that, how do you win a round 3? Even if you get out here, you have to spend all your good units remaining.
It all starts with a single
And the Sandor's still boosting. All these charges put me to sleep.
So close.
I guess it only needs, 17 more points right now. Note leader basically plays for 1 if you were to use it. Melitele is only worth 15 points though, so I think you'd be 1 short of tying on the Melitele, if I'm mathing this correctly.
There's 2 in the leader as well.
Okay, I forgot a point on the Redanian Archer. I think it might be a tie then, but it's too late for me to do maths.
Oh my. Oh dear.
Okay, well, I got good news and I got bad news.
I already know what the bad news
Cintrian's
is.
still in it. The bad news is Melitele Mirror is on the cards.
I guess for
Well,
CintrianLion it's healing the locked unit. Well, unlocking the locked.
yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, it's that Sinji on the Drakenberg, which, yeah, will do something,
It's just a thin.
basically. And it's somewhat expensive thin at that now. But, hey, it does the trick. Combined with the Drakenberg, it's fine.
Neither player is going to be touching the other opponent's boat. It's just going to be, you do your thing, I'll do my thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at any interaction here, not even a spores or anything like
Go
that.
to hell, I ask you politely.
So you can't
Cintrian
even
does
deal
have
with like.
Cintrian has an artifact compression.
Oh, okay, there is that. Okay, so a snowdrop could be dealt with by Cintrian. Myamon has a verification in that sort of slot, which I don't think is doing much at all here. It's decent points in a vial, but otherwise nothing to write home about.
My great-granddaughter will do great
Super
things.
early Adalia. That's
Slay
not really what you
dragons.
want.
'Tis our nightly duty.
Roach and Knickers in the starting hand is disgusting. I guess finding the siege tower was alright, but you really needed that second siege master before you play it out.
It's again,
Mm.
Myamon without
Gentleman
Estrella and
in a
without
corner.
Snowdrop.
Would he be a suitor to my lady?
And this is the power of the dragon boat. Yeah, it's kind of expensive, but having this sort of additional tutor with multiple things coming out of it all at once means that we've already thinned out 5 cards for Cintrian. Most of those units, and you already have the Snowdrop and Istrid working together, taking on board. No matter how bad this round
Up the
goes,
tree you go,
Myamon
lad.
is
Quick
red
now.
coin, does
Retrieve
have
my
the
bolt.
ability to get out of the round quite easily. But yeah, this is not the point of the game you want to be playing mentors. You want to be setting up your Istrid, typically, maybe the Snowdrop. I guess you could save them for round 2 if you expect maybe to get bled, something like that. But if Cintrian's
I pass on every 10th.
honestly is more set up going into the round 2, that's a lot of early tempo that Myamon just won't be able to meet.
Might I say dog for carryover? Could be. Knows he's definitely not winning this round.
Yeah, those will be extra units to be boosted by the Melitele. And I don't think you pass here for Cintrian. If you do, oh gosh, it'd just be a super long round 3, I guess. And yeah, since you're expecting Myamon to pass, you click the Istrid now. Probably not the most amazingest draws. Artifact compression could be nice though for the next round. But hey,
Points.
there's only... Have a look at Cintrian's deck right now. There's only 3 units left. Melitele, Priestess, and then the Radovid. That's pretty good. Okay, and Knickers, I guess, but kind of just saving the Knickers for next round.
Much better hand for Myamon. You can just plays
Wait.
Icarus from hand. What's that? I'm missing something.
Maybe Cintrian meant to play the Adalia, also at 4 power, kind of a yellowy card. I mean, I'm colorblind, I can see the similarities. I don't quite see it.
I think Cintrian's realizing he's messed up because he hasn't ended his turn. Oh, he didn't.
Be
I
yourselves.
would have expected an
Only
emo or
better.
something. Just to say, oops.
Yeah, wait, Doggo's back in Myamon's hand as well? What is happening?
Ah, you play knickers from hand so they smoke the strategy.
Yeah,
To the dungeon with him.
you could say that again.
My liege.
It is how I punish those who irritate me.
Not too bad. Unfortunately, no knights in this deck to make use of it, but I mean, 6 for 4, you could do a lot worse. To get a wrong or
History
redeeming
lies
knight, for
buried here.
instance.
So this is both a Melitele mirror. Both very different, but neither of them are playing Germain.
Yeah, I'm not sure on the reasoning why. Is Germain just too expensive to be worth it? Is the goal just to maximize the actual points on the Melitele priestess themselves? And not worry as much about boosting up a huge board?
Destiny is unswerving.
To hit the mark,
Heated.
we aim above
It
the
will
mark.
not be.
Inning.
I pass on every 10th round.
I mean, it's... Wait.
I'm an officer and a gentleman.
Gosh, still Snowdrop and Knickers in deck for Myamon. Okay, out
Never
comes the
expect your
Knickers. Long
opponents to
loss.
line up.
Snowdrop's still stuck in deck, there was a bit of a problem there. Okay. So here's the 1 boost for Cintrian. Getting ahead here, good bit of value on that Melitele.
I'm still trying to get my head around the knickers play.
Yeah, I gave up trying to do that. Surely it has to be a misplay. I can't think of a conceivable reason as to not. Yeah. This is a pretty tall siege town with no Snowdrop coming out yet. It might be artifact compression just on the siege town.
To slay dragons, 'tis our nightly duty.
Knights get princesses and we get what?
Ooh.
Bloody Striegers!
So a little 5-piece spawn. Where's the damage gonna go? Okay, onto Istrid. Not a huge difference maker there. So now, to enable this mentor, we're going to have to see once these units going back into decks. There's
Oh,
actually,
that's
2
unfortunate.
units in deck now. Yeah, wrong row. That Redanian Knight.
Up the tree you go, lad. Quick now. Retrieve my bolt.
Unfortunate indeed. There's the Snowdrop at least. And we're going to see the leg on back. Doesn't need a leader to get ahead. Siege Tower is enough to do so. So already at 9 charges, soon to be 11 on that Traveling Priestess for Cintrian. Melitele is back to first form for Cintrian here. Gonna go for the board boost, it looks like. 2 boosts.
2 now.
Thing is, I don't think there's enough leadering to get her to the next sort of level. Probably going to be one more leader just to get the spawn this round, but then I think that's going to be more or less it for the Melitele value here. Solid little Vincent onto that Istrid. Actually would have been possible without the Griffin Witcher hitting it. Yeah. Super late snowdrop here. At least does find the Priestess. And it's now a pass for Cintrian. Do you take it? Do you think the artifact compression is worth it? What do you think, Lilith? Would you play artifact?
I would, because he still has 3 recharges left. That's the use.
So that's not
Griffin Mental Witcher, then like charges. I think 2.
Yeah.
To hit the mark, we aim above the mark.
I think as long as this Melitele gets some board boost of value, it should be almost enough. Okay. There you go.
Has to be.
Look, you don't call. Yeah. Do you do the Melitele again here? Yeah. It feels like a little bit of a waste. Because the next one would be spawning unit. That would have been nicer in the shorter round 3 that it looks like we're about to have. But with the extra leader and the necromancy in hand, you will be able to get a board boost on your Melitele at 3. As well as spawning a 6 provision unit, like potentially that Vincent.
There's one interaction with Melitele that I get a little confused. It says at the start of each round its cycle resets. What does that mean? But back in the deck at the start of this round, it wouldn't have spawned a unit anyway. Is that what it means?
Oh yes, I think that's the case. I think I'm thinking of old Melitele. Yeah.
Pretty sure that's how it is now.
Yeah, I think you're
Don't ever expect your opponents to line up.
Actually, wait, does it? That one was on third
Slay dragons.
phase, right?
'Tis our nightly duty.
Maybe that used to be on her? I don't see that text on her anymore at the start of the round thing. I don't know. Anyway, it's going to be mentors and mentors coming out. The case down here is super nice to be able to actually play the teleportation. You're not able to do so on the one from Necromancy because of that Doomed.
I was trying to read her text, but she keeps moving about.
Yeah.
Be yourselves, only better. Let's go.
Wrong row.
So I wonder if like these proper military players
know
what row is best to play on depending on what provision cost you're at on the military. Like to maximize that value. Ooh, could I certainly better than this Reaver's Hunters right now.
Way more spawning gold cards.
I mean, I don't know if I'd call Crude Kadak a gold card, but you know.
Let's go. Don't ever expect your opponents to line up.
The Reaver Hunters at least still give you an extra body. That's not the worst. And this is going to be a huge Roach final play. It's interesting that this deck from Cintrian actually thins out perfectly to enable the Roach.
Wow.
Yeah. And last say means this artifact compression is going to be solid. Yeah. Not gonna get the full boost on
that compression.
this
Wow.
therapy. Ooh.
It all starts with a single step.
So Myamon gets up to the 3 booster. Okay, so both players get to about the same point on their Meliteles. Wait. I can't do maths, that is the full boost. Yeah, so Cintриan did get more Melitele value this game. Here's the Roche playing both Melitele and Priestess at once. Huge Melitele value, 19 charges on the Priestess. And the last save could come to matter here due to this artifact compression.
Wow.
And that Melitele, 18 points, 8 boost. It will get ahead. But the artifact compression comes out. And Myamon loses in the game 5. And importantly, that completes the reverse sweep against Melitele with Melitele.